Good Thursday morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing. Thursday, June 13th. For today on our significant impacts, the only issue today will be increasing southwest winds, could gust to 25, maybe even 30 miles per hour, far southern areas of near Vegas along the I-15 corridor, Arizona Strip, down to the national park areas of southern Utah. Lots of grass there. We'll look at the fuels in a second, so keep an eye on that. But otherwise, as we go into Friday into the weekend, no significant impacts. Did have some shower activity here on the left-hand side, light across western and northern areas. Quite a bit of lightning through there. Again, all that lightning was either wet with rain or over very moist fields, or even snow cover up in Wyoming and parts of Idaho. So no significant issues for ignitions, although there was one up here just southwest of Boise. And new fire starts in the red, all small fires, an acre or less for the most part. Areas in purple that you see here are prescribed burn projects going on in various quadrants of the Great Basin. Precipitation the past 7 days, quite dry across the region. Exception would be across maybe the higher terrain of Utah into Wyoming, but over the past 14 days, significant amounts of rainfall in most areas. But again, our southern areas have been excluded largely from any significant precipitation the past week or two. ERCs are on the rise. A few yellows now starting to pop up across parts of Nevada and even up here in Idaho, lower elevations where there is grass. However, ERCs have a 1,000-hour fuel component in them, so in some of our lower elevations in the grasses, it's not always the best indicator. One of the better ones, 10-hour fuels, once you get below 4 or 5, it's quite critical, and that's these areas in red that you see through here, that they are quite dry, near the lowest they can get, 3 to 4%. So that's a concern. Some of our cured areas, southern Nevada, Arizona Strip, southern Utah. Also, 100-hour fuels can play quite a good role as well. So we look at some of those down in far southern Nevada, and you can see that they are basically, this green area overlies the normal lines. We're basically near normal, mid-June conditions, 100-hour fuels, southern Nevada, Arizona Strip, and southern Utah, as well as southeast Utah. This gray line is normal. The green is the current. Look at that big drop down over the last 2 weeks or so with the warm, dry weather that we've had. So grasses that are cured will carry fire. However, live fuel moisture is in the sagebrush. A different story. It's going to be a mitigating factor here across central Nevada, central Utah. Here is normal, and you can see well above normal on the sagebrush. Really still a couple of weeks away from lining up with the grasses to carry fire. They'll actually act as an inhibitor probably in the short term. Satellite imagery shows the showers and thunderstorms across northern Nevada into Idaho and Wyoming, dry to the south, all associated with this low pressure. We're getting a continued unseasonably frequent passages of these weak lows, preventing big high pressure from forming with any record heat or anything like that. For today, I do have a weak high pressure ridge kind of breaking down, and that trough kind of pushing on in. There's the moisture to the north, but there'll be some southwest winds which will get accentuated by the heating of the day. There's actually high risk for wind just south of the Arizona Strip in parts of Arizona, but on the fire potential, mostly benign except for southern areas where grasses are cured out. Live fuel moisture in the brush still not quite there. So with the wind, there could be some fire activity if it's mostly grass, but once it goes into a mixture of brush and grass, that should inhibit. You can see on the left-hand side the winds, these purple shades, gusts of 30 to 35 miles per hour, Arizona Strip, southern Utah, 25 to 30 across parts of southern Nevada. And look at those humidities, 8, 6%, 14, 9% in our southern areas. So that'll be a concern down there, a little bit higher further north. Now for Friday, still some pop-up showers and thunderstorms where you see the green, still drier down here. Here is our fire potential, and the winds starting to shift on out, and looking at relative humidity here, starting to creep up just a little bit, except for far southern areas. So should be through the worst of it. On Saturday, that trough low pressure kind of sits here and starts producing a bit more widespread moisture, more pop-up showers and thunderstorms spreading a bit further south. No significant issues on fire potential. The humidity, mostly in the teens to 20s. Winds overall fairly light and variable on the left-hand side. 3-day precipitation totals, you can see scattered amounts across much of the area except for the extreme south. But again, places that are pretty moist, Uintas and western Wyoming, Idaho, continue to get some moisture, as well as northern Nevada. Further down the road into Sunday, kind of zonal flow, neither high pressure nor low pressure, so seasonable temperatures to slightly cooler than normal at best. And then more of these little weak troughs kicking up more showers and wet thunderstorms. We see these areas of green through here, and that actually grows across parts of the Great Basin on Tuesday and moves out Wednesday before a drier but cooler northwest flow starts building on in. 7-day total precipitation, not too much different from the 3-day total. And our 8 to 14-day outlook, June 20th through the 26th, a cooler than normal signal across much of the Great Basin, also wetter than normal as well. So no significant concerns of going into very active fire conditions anytime in the next week or two, except maybe in southern areas where grass could carry. That concludes our briefing. Have a great day.